Hello friends, welcome to Crackgate CSE, and in this series of algorithm now we'll be discussing types of hash function. So in the previous video we have discussed what is hashing and how we use the hash function and what is the need of using the hash function. So before starting this video I would like to request you all, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you can get an update whenever I am uploading any new video. So now let's start with the types of hash function. So the hash functions are generally categorized into four different categories. First one is division modulo method, second one is mid square method, third one is digit extraction method, fourth is folding method, and this folding method is further categorized into these two types, right? So now we'll be understanding each method one by one. So the first method is division modulo method. As the name suggests, that is division modulo. So we'll be using the mod function over here. So what is the mod function we are using? This is the mod function, say k mod m. So we are using the mod function is division modulo method. So this m is given. M is nothing but the size of the hash table, which is 100. That means 0 to 99, right? I took a hash table of size 100, right? Now I'm having the k value as 892. So if I want to apply the hash function on this 892, what it will be? 892 mod m is 100. So what will be the remainder? 92 will be the remainder. That means this 892, this key value is to be mapped at the 92nd place. That means 892 will be here. So this is what the division modulo method. But if the key is given in the binary form, then how you can do it? See, here I am having m as 8. That means the size of the particular hash table is 8. So let me take a hash table, right? This is of size unto 8, right? Now the function is k mod m because it is division modulo method and this key is given. So if you have to find out the h of k, how you can do it? Just take this key 1100 110 111 0001. See, this one is in binary form, it is in decimal form. So convert it into binary, then it will be, sorry, we can write this 8 as 2 to the power 3. If I am writing it as 2 to the power 3, that means 8. So what will be the remainder? What will be the remainder if you divide something by 8? The remainders are possible from 0, 1, 2 up to 7, and all these values can be denoted in 3 digit, right? So if I do mod 2 to the power 3, what will be the output? We will be getting the k LSB bit, that means 3 LSB bits. So here you can see that I am having these 3 bits. So the remainder will be 001, right? So how you can represent this 001 in decimal form? This 001 is nothing but 1. So the value, this particular key has to be mapped with at this first place. So at this first place there will be value 1100 and so on, right? So this is how it can be mapped, right? If we are having the binary value or the decimal value. Now there is an important note on the basis of this division modulo method. You can see here the key value was the m value was exactly in powers of 2. That means 8, which we can write it as 2 to the power 3. But it is generally suggested that we do not need to pick the m value which is exactly in the power of 2, because it can be easily breakable. Someone can easily intrude into the system by just making some blind guesses. So it is not much secure. So what is the suggestion? Pick m value as the prime number. Try to take m value as the prime number, and it should not be very close to the power of 2. That means try to consider a value of m which is not in the power of 2, right? So see, this is an example, And if in this example you have to tell that which is the most efficient and effective value of m, so how you can see that? See this 7, it is very near to 2 to the power 3. This 127, this 127 is also near to 2 to the power 7. Similarly this 1028, it is near to 2 to the power 10. But if you check this one, this is not close to any of the 2 to the power value, right? And this is a prime value also, right? So this is the most suitable. So among these four, what is the right answer? This is the most suitable value of m to pick, right? So this kind of question can come in your GATE exam, right? Now, so this is all about the first division modulo method. Now let's see the other remaining three methods also. So the second method is mid square method. So as the name suggests, mid square method. So what we will be doing? Firstly, we will be squaring. The given value. So the given value is 7, 8, 5, 2, 9. We will be finding the square of this. So the square value of this will be nothing but 6, 166, 803, 841. So this will be the square of this particular value. Now we will be going to mid, right? What is the mid? You can see that this 8 is the mid, right? This 8 is the mid and this 0 is the mid, because 4 are on left side, 4 are on right side. So 80 is the mid value, but this is one mid, this is one mid. That means we are having two mid values. But the range is in 0 to 999. That means the range varies in 3 digit. That means you have to pick the 3 digit to map this particular key. So what are the options? See, one option is you can take this 680, because this 8 is a mid value. Similarly, you can also pick this 803, because this 0 is also a mid value, because we are having two mid value over here. So this particular value can be mapped to any one of these value. You have to program it in such a way that you can take the minimum value or the maximum value. So I wrote an algorithm in such a way that I will be mapping it to the minimum value. So minimum value is 680. So this 78529 will be mapped to the 680, right? So this is how the mid square method works. First we will be squaring, then finding out the mid value and mapping the key, right? Now the next is digit extraction method. So as the name suggests, digit extraction, that means we have to extract the digit from the key. So this m is given as 1000, that means 0 to 99, and this is the key. So here also the range can be represented in 3 bit, that means 3 digit. That means we need 3 digits to map this key value. How we can take these 3 digits? See, I will be starting from left and I will be taking every third value. So this is 1, this is second, this one is third value, which is 5. Again I am doing this first, second, this is third value, which is 8. Again I am doing the same, 5, 6, 4, so this is 4. So I took every third value. So this value is 584. So I will be mapping this complete key to this 584. So it will be 9, 4, 5, 3, 2, 8, 5, 6, 4. So this is how the digit extraction method works. Now let's go to the folding method. So as the name says folding, so we will be folding and summing up the values. So here we are having two methods. One is fold boundary, another one is fold shifting. In fold boundary method, I am having this particular key. We will be taking boundaries. So again this can be represented in 3 bits. So we will be taking 3 bits from the left and 3 bits from the right. Now I will be adding these two values 7, 8, 9 along with 654. What will be the sum? Sum will be 1443. Now you can see that this particular value is having more than 3 digits. that means it cannot be represented in this range. So again I will be taking 3 values and the remaining values. Now I will be adding these two values. If you add these two values, it will be 147. That means this particular key value has to be mapped to 147th place. So this will be 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, right? Similarly, in fold shifting method, I will be taking pair of 3 values, right? So I am having these 3 pairs. Now these 3 values will be added. 789 plus 123 plus 654. What will be the sum? Sum will be 1556. Now again this 1556 cannot be represented in this range because more number of digits. So again I am taking 155 and 6. So now what it will be? It will be 161, right? Sorry, it will be 156 and this value will be 162. That means we will be mapping this particular key to this 162. So 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4 will be here. So this is how you can use the different types of hash function, right? So if you found this particular video useful, like this video, share it with your friends, comment your feedback and suggestions in the comment box, because if you appreciate my effort, I feel motivated so that I can bring more videos to you. So thank you very much for your support. Keep supporting, keep learning, and in case if you are having any doubt, any problem, any difficulty in understanding any topic, or if you are getting any problem while solving any particular problem, then you can share your difficulty, your problem with me on my Facebook page and Facebook group, so that I can help you or assist you with that problem. So the links of the Facebook group and page are given in the description. Go check that. So thank you very much for watching. Keep supporting, keep learning. Have a great day.